Welcome to the Dropping Gems After Show. On this episode, we will be sharing the extended version of the interview we did with Kiara L. She is a multi-hyphenated free spirit from Chicago, Illinois. While she runs her own business, she is a writer and balances her 9-to-5 job in advertising. Kiara is very passionate about emotional wellness and strives to create safe spaces for her intentional experiences and storytelling. Carrie is also involved in other projects where the focus is on women empowerment and changing the Black narrative in society. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss this interview. You are watching Dropping Gems After Show. Venice Richards, your pure romance consultant, inspires women to enhance their intimate lives and take care of their sexual health. Book your party today. Visit pureromance.com/Venice Richards or call 631-943-1868 for more information or to place an order.
Welcome to Dropping Gems, an academy for holistic studies. Learn how to treat seasonal allergies and year-long allergies naturally with Keisha Christian. Her courses have helped parents, teachers, naturalists, and therapists reassess the way they handle allergy symptoms. Registration to our class is now open. Reserve your spot today. You can also become a certified holistic studies practitioner with us. Be empowered with knowledge and help us in spreading the positivity with the rest of the world. Visit www.droppinggemsacademy.com or email us at info@KeishaChristian.com.
Hello, Kiara. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I know Kiara is the creator of Birdseed. And I have to tell you, when I came across Kiara, I just loved what she was doing. I saw that we had so much in common. We're both writers and we're both into mindset, personal development and all of that. So I said, I definitely have to have her on, fellow entrepreneur. So, I have to get to know her better and have her on. So I was just so excited. So when I reached out to her, and I thank you, Kiara, for taking time to come on my show. I am honored that you chose to share space with me and coming on my platform. Thank you so much.
Oh, no. Thank you for reaching out and just admiring the work that I do and just considering me to be on your show. I'm really excited.
Yes. So I wanted to know, your company is called Birdseed. So what exactly, how did you come up with that name? What inspired you to even start your company?
Yeah, so Birdseed's actually, so my last name is Byrd. Mm-hmm. And so I thought it would be really interesting. So in the beginning, when I started Birdseeds, I was thinking about how can I give people, I guess, advice about things that I've learned during my journey of mindfulness. And so I thought, okay, bird, and then like seeds, like food for thought type. So I thought that was a really cool play on words. So that's how Birdseeds became created. So really mainly on while I do provide like coaching and just safe spaces in order to find wellness, I also provide resources as well. So that's like the food for thought or the seeds that I drop for people.
Oh, I like that. I'm dropping gems, you're dropping seeds.
Right, but we have the same thing.
I like that. So can you go into more, what are the services that your company actually provides?
Yeah, so Birdseeds is an online platform that provides safe space for people of color to find emotional wellness through experiences. So what I've learned also is that you can read about wellness, you can, do all these practices, but it really takes a lot when you are intentionally in a safe space where you can be yourself and be vulnerable and doing that internal work. So through that, the experiences that I mentioned is individual coaching. So I will have one-on-one sessions with you during a 3-month course focusing on emotional intelligence practices. And then I also provide facilitated workshops. and I do have event planning background. So I'm able to collaborate or partner with anyone who is interested in curating a wellness retreat or just a wellness event in general, and how to get people in that safe space.
Oh, that's nice. So you basically do some consultation work as well. So say someone wants to run a retreat and they need like steps or whatever in order to do so. Someone could hire you to help them facilitate that.
Yes, because I know that through my previous work, it's really important to set the intention or the tone, and then making sure what key takeaways you want your audience to have whenever have an event, when it's specifically around wellness or anything of that sort. So I make sure that where their head is, as far as like, okay, what is the reason for your event? What would you like your audience to take away from there? And then we just go from there and plan it out.
Oh, cool. That's really great. So like, say for instance, if someone wanted to have like a couples retreat, right? So that's something that you would facilitate. But do you gear just towards one demographic if you are assisting someone, or do you work with all the different demographics?
So I work with all different, I work with different types of demographics. I would say that my specialty is within the millennial range as far as ages. So I'll say from ages 21 to 35 is usually what my main audience tends to lean towards. But as far as couples or women only or men only, I am open to all of that, because I also think that while there are spaces for women empowerment groups and things like that, I think there also should be more spaces for men empowerment groups too. So whether I'm collaborating with another male to bring that safe space for men, or collaborating with a relationship expert to bring that safe space for couples in general, and how we can engage the audience is what I lean towards.
Okay. You mentioned something earlier about helping with emotional intelligence and mental health. Can you go into that? What has been a huge lesson for you in regards to mental health, and what made you want to get into that arena?
Yeah, so it has been a journey. I will say that. So my background is actually in STEM education. So this, So my business is solely from just a personal experience. So to be transparent, in 2017, I was diagnosed with high functioning depression and panic disorder. And so because I was working in the nonprofit space, I wasn't able to afford to go to therapy, and I did not want to rely on prescription drugs. And so what I did was, for myself, was started to read self-help books and started to just incorporate coping techniques for myself, through my daily life. And so when I started learning specific lessons on how to really just, sit with myself and be more mindful of what certain habits I had that could bring up my depression or bring up my panic attacks, I was like, I feel like I'm not the only one that's dealing with this. So when I transitioned to really being passionate about my mental health, I quit my job and I sat with myself for 6 months and just surrendered and being present. And so that was really when I was inspired to say, you know what? Other people need spaces like this too. Like, how do you create your own safe space for yourself, and how do you find community in mental health and dismantling the stigma behind mental health? And then also learning more about emotional intelligence. We all talk about our IQ and being street smart, but we really don't talk about the benefits of emotional intelligence, whether it's learning how to be more self-aware about ourselves, having empathy more for people, developing better communication skills and working with other people. So long story short, my diagnosis really inspired me to help myself. But then once I started telling my story to other people, it inspired me to really be passionate about what I do now.
Yes, and I find that, being healers, right? I know, people might look at that, only God is a healer, but sometimes we're used as vessels. And I feel like those other people that I encounter who are also healers, they have gone through some sort of struggle or pain that now allows them to want to help or assist others to heal. So that's definitely commendable. What you took your pain and you turned it into a purpose, and that's commendable. I thank you for that.
Thank you.
We need more souls like you in this world. Definitely. So what was the biggest moment that transitioned you into the emotional wellness space?
The biggest moment, let me think. I've had a lot of things, but I think the biggest moment was, to be honest, I was really, really scared to leave my job. And so I think pivoting from like, you're supposed to be this certain, the certain way, or these expectations that you put on yourself from family and friends, and you making that conscious decision that that's no longer part of your identity anymore is really, really scary. So I think that moment where I was like, I have to quit. Like I have been in this in STEM education for like 4 or 5 years, and I've only known myself to be in STEM. Like I never imagined myself being like with emotional wellness or being an advocate and being a healer. And so that moment where I was in a very dark place and I was not happy with my life at the moment, and just really taking a leap of faith, not knowing where it was going to go, and quitting my job was definitely a huge moment for me.
You mentioned STEM more than once. For our audience members, because I'm an educator, so I know what it is, but can you explain what STEM is for those who may not know? So
yeah, no problem. So yes, I forget that too, because they're just like, okay, she keeps saying this. Okay, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So I actually got my bachelor's in zoology. So again, further from emotional.
Oh wow, in zoology? Okay.
Yes, so I was all about the science when I was growing up. So I basically said, yep, science is where I'm going to land. I'm going to work with animals and all of that stuff. So that pivot into this new journey for myself was definitely worth it, but also something I just did not expect at all. But yes, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math.
Oh, wow. I could just imagine are you an animal empath?
So it's funny because I used to be, very close with animals, because I did work in animal care before everything. But since I started in the education, then I started working with people more. So I would say I'm more empath for people, and the practice is not there. I still love my animals. I have my pets. But I am more connected with people now, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. But that's one thing, though. As we go through life, we go through different transitions. So, the person we were 10 years ago is not necessarily going to be the person we are today. So, you were young, and as we get older and we're evolving and we're getting to learn ourselves more, and we're getting more comfortable, especially we as women, you get more comfortable in your body and more settled in yourself.
Yeah.
You evolve and you learn all different aspects of self. So that's really, that's good that you are able to recognize that and see that, and even recognizing the fact that you need to leave your job, because if you didn't leave your job, your body would make you do it. So.
Okay, like that is so real, because my body was definitely telling me like, I don't know, Kiara, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Yeah, so, I can relate to that too, because I had to resign. For me, it was back in 2012. I was a classroom teacher, and I actually had to resign from my job, which was a very difficult decision for me. So I can relate to you. Yeah, that was a whole family thing. So.
Right, leaving the babies in those classrooms, man. Like, I miss my students. I know that I've made hundreds of connections with my students, and so I completely I know that shit is hard.
That was very difficult for me. So I understand leaving your job, very difficult, especially when you enjoy what you do.
Right.
Definitely hard.
Yeah.
How has this new journey that you have now ventured on affect relationships around you?
So I would say it has definitely made my circles so much smaller. And I say that because like we were mentioning, when you are on your journey with mindfulness, like you change, your mindset change, your perspective change. And so like your behavior changed, and things that you thought you enjoy are no longer enjoyable. And so I had a group of friends that were used to, like the old me. And so when I started like changing my perspective on things, some people were not welcoming to that. I'll just say that. And so I had to, again, make another tough decision on, does this friendship still serve me, or does this relationship still serve me? And I also had to have conversations with my family members as well, as far as like where I am now and how I see the world differently and how I would like to receive information again. And so it was kind of like a regroup, like, hey, I know I used to act like this, but this is the Kiara now. And how can we, move forward, and how you can be able to adapt to the new Kiara.
Yeah, I definitely could understand that. And you probably even started to look different as well. Like,
yes, I did not dress like
no, but I'm just talking about physically, like
yeah.
physical appearance change. Because I know that happened with me. As I started to change, I started to look different.
Mm-hmm.
People, and I have friends and people who come around me started to say that, you look different.
I would say that people used to started saying like, there's just a glow about you here. And I was like, oh, I didn't do anything. But yeah, that's that aura,
Exactly. So, how has your journey now, as far as business-wise, how has that changed? Because I know you changed careers, so how has that changed? Like, as far as like with collaborating with other people who are in this type of business, did you notice that you started to attract more like-minded people towards you? So how has that changed as well?
Yeah. So with emotional wellness, I think it definitely has attracted more people that's within the mental health space. I wouldn't say like-minded as much, and only because, and I'm sure you can attest to this, when you are a healer, you attract people that need to be healed. So you attract more people that are looking for your help and not necessarily on the same level as you, if that makes sense. So I have definitely met a lot of people that have been asking for guidance, that I have worked with. But as far as collaborating with my business, I would say that I have definitely found certain networks that I think are definitely going to be helpful for me in the future. If I answered your question. But I wouldn't say that I have attracted more people that are in emotional wellness per se. But I have definitely attracted people that are other entrepreneurs, or who are looking for healing, so I can have those conversations with people, and not necessarily focus on one title as being like who they are as an individual.
Cool. All right. So, if you had to speak to your younger self, what's a piece of advice you would give yourself?
What piece of advice to young Kiara, Kiki? I would tell Kiki that, you know what? I would tell Kiki that it is okay to speak up for yourself more. I will say that I am an introvert, surprisingly, and so growing up, I did repress it, like if I was sad or anything like that, and I would just avoid things and just distract myself. And I wouldn't speak up if I felt hurt. And so I just acted like everything else was okay. I just put a smile on my face and I just kept going. Mm-hmm. So I would give advice to speak up more when I do feel hurt or if I do feel sad, so I don't keep putting that weight on myself.
Oh, okay. And I could definitely see you doing that as part of your program, even teaching other young women or the demographic that you have to do the same as well. Because sometimes sometimes as women, I feel as though we want to please. You know what I mean? You want to please, you want to make everyone happy, and then you put your feelings to the side and your well-being to the side. So I could definitely see that as something that you would really focus on in your program. Mm-hmm. Yes. I want to ask you a question because I see a board.
And I'm usually like a toddler. Yeah.
I see the board.
Yeah, so yes, it's a nice vision board here of just like reminders that helps you. Like, so like one of the is like treat yourself, wherever you go, essence will find you. So just nice little quotes that can help just remind you when you wake up in the morning. I love quotes. I love affirmations. As a writer, words are huge, so I love just seeing that. And even in my bathroom, I have all these Post-its, like being Mary Jane, and I read those quotes to me.
I do too. I have it on my fridge. It's all over. So I have my quotes too and my affirmation. That's why I asked you, because I also have a vision board, but I have my bedroom as well. So I was like, oh, she got a
Thank you.
Yes, so Kiara, I have to tell you, it's such a pleasure having you on my show. Can you please let the audience know where they could reach you? And once again, can you mention the services that you provide as well?
Yes, of course. So I am the creator of Byrd Seeds. Byrd Seeds is an online platform for people of color to manage their mental health through emotional wellness experiences, such as individual coaching, facilitated workshops, and or wellness events or retreats. And you can find me on my website at www.byrdseeds.life, L-I-F-E. And on Instagram, you can find me at K_L_BB.
Nice. Thank you so much, Kiara. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you, and I thank you for sharing space with us today.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Now we're going to take a break, and we're going to have a quick commercial break. You are watching Dropping Gems.
Dropping Gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission. Sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
I would like to thank our guest, Kiara L., for coming on our show today and sharing how she overcame adversity. Mental health is such a taboo topic in the Black community, and I would like to thank Kiara for your vulnerability in sharing a piece of yourself with us. And I would like to also thank you, my viewing audience, for watching this episode of Dropping Gems After Show. Holistic health and much abundance to you. See you next week. Peace and blessings.